What's up, everybody? This is Reese from C Manga, and welcome to my review of Hajime no Ippo, chapter 1072, Gonzalez's Night. So, there we have it. The night is finally over, all the matches have wrapped up, and the boxes are changed, ready to go home. So, there's a few things that this chapter goes into. First off is obviously Ippo's having the exact same reaction he did at the end of the Date fight. Doesn't really remember the end of the match. It's like, what I found kind of strange was the fact that, the guys only told him about the good parts. It's like, oh yeah, you got down on him, you had him on the ropes, he was really pushing him back. So I'm certain, obviously, that if Takamura was there, obviously they were saying about, like, oh yeah, it's a good thing Takamura isn't here, obviously he'll just be cussing. But the thing is, Takamura, I know he'll just tell it like it is, and obviously Oki and Kimura, they probably, like, obviously want to spare Ippo's feelings and stuff, but Takamura's tactic of tough love, I think that's really what Ippo does need, just needs to kind of, like, be told exactly how it is, and then he knows what not to do next time, he just, like, it gives him the drive to go towards his goal. So yeah, there's obviously a couple other parts. I think the next part which I want to go to is the part which I think most of us really did completely forget about, considering like how long ago it was. It's the fact that it might be Itagaki for the Japanese belt. It's like Fuji's obviously there talking to him, saying about like, he's got the belt right now. It's like he's technically classed as like the strongest person, but obviously Imai's just like, no, he's not the strongest person in Japan by not a long shot. There's always going to be someone stronger. Obviously seeing the whole Ippo match, he's all feeling like that now, and obviously when he's saying that, he's there seeing Sendo and what's his name and Miyata, they're just walking past him. He's just like, yeah. So I'm thinking that now he's probably gonna get like a new goal after obviously winning the belt, which is to probably try and take on the strongest in Japan, so he can actually become the strongest. Because sure, he's probably like classed now as like the strongest of his generation, but there's no way he can stand up to like the old school guys like Miyata, Sendo, even Ippo would destroy him. So yeah, so the way he was kind of like looking at him at the end, it made me feel like he's definitely going to want to try challenge him at some point. So yeah, obviously another part is Fuji. He actually really, really does know his stuff. It's like the way he obviously is talking to Takamura, saying about how like the sun will rise again. It just wasn't the Kamigawa Gym's night, because obviously both of them lost. So obviously I'm guessing he's definitely talking about the fact that Ippo will come back and he'll become even stronger than he was last time. So I love how he mentioned obviously the last time, obviously after the Date fight, he came back with the Dempsey roll, so he's now like, oh, I can't wait to see what he'll come back with now. And hopefully it is actually a more polished style, because let's face it, obviously we here at Z-Bang, we've been banging that drum for a very long time, saying about how like, obviously Ippo is a good boxer, but his whole Russian headfirst style that he's kind of adopted is literally killing him. So now that the coach has kind of obviously finally realised, Miguel's words and everything, I literally cannot wait to see what will happen next. But hopefully there'll be like the little kind of like exchange between Ippo and Kamigawa at the end there. There was something really weird about it. It did seem like kind of like really distant and cold. So I'm guessing there's obviously going to be like a nice little tearful apology. But I'm wondering like obviously what's going to be going on next. Like, because obviously Kamigawa does realize that everything is his fault. So yeah, it's going to be really, really strange. So obviously, final thing I want to talk about is the whole Takamura moment. You see him obviously there, like, holding his right eye, and it's been hinted for a while now that Takamura is obviously losing sight in his right eye for the whole detached retina and stuff. But if you do kind of look carefully throughout some of the previous chapters, you actually do see like throughout the whole fight, he does sit there kind of like, right eye closed and just looking. So I'm wondering if that there is also another foreshadowing onto like him obviously losing sight in his eye. But it obviously does come down to the whole thing of, and also there was the whole thing of it being drawn slightly differently. But yeah, with Takamura now, I definitely feel like he's definitely going to be having words with both Ippo and coach, to obviously kind of get them out of their complete and total funk, because I'm guessing like for a couple training sessions that they're going to be there, both of them deflated, Ippo not having any kind of like oomph in his hits, coach just like there not knowing what the hell he's going to do with himself. So yeah, I'm guessing that Takamura's going to obviously take them both to one side, give them some words of encouragement, sort them out. There'll obviously be a stupid joke at the end of it, but you know how Takamura is. Obviously, he really does care for his gym. He's always, he's the big guy. He like literally, he'll be there, give you all them big words of encouragement, everything like that. It'll be serious. When he's serious, he's serious. When he's playful, he's playful. He's one of the weird characters. But yeah, maybe I'm thinking along the lines of maybe Takamura will take Ippo on like one of his crazy trips somewhere and kind of like teach him the basics of a better style. That's kind of what I'm hoping will happen next. But yeah, this chapter here, I was kind of classing it as like a teaser for things to come. Miyata and Sendo, they look kind of like fully now mentally prepared to take on the top of the world. You know, trying to like, get into that top five type section. Imai definitely looks like he's ready to try to take on the strongest Japan has to offer. And then obviously I don't know where he's going to go after that, but there's definitely going to be a whole rematch between him and Itagaki at some point. And then obviously now we got the whole drama that's about to happen at Kamigawa Gym. So yeah, this right here I'm saying is definitely going to be like one of the big turning points for the whole entire series. So yeah, that about ends this chapter here from me, guys. You know the usual thing to do at the end of these. Let me know what you think about this chapter and, you know, your theories, what you think is going to happen next. Let me know all that stuff in the comment section below. And as usual, don't forget to check out other things to do on the channel. So I'll see you next time.